I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Music Theory Tuition series where I work with you step by step through the ABRSM Discovering Music Theory grades. I'll work through every single exercise and explain everything you need to know. You can access information about the books I have available to help you on my website. Go to sharonbill.com. For advert-free and longer lessons, you can become a patron at patreon.com/SharonBill. If you can give me a like, that would be super, and please do subscribe to my channel to stay updated. You can support this channel by buying me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/SharonBill. We're looking at the final exercise in this chapter regarding rhythm, so that's page 18 of Discovering Music Theory Grade 1. And we're just sort of collecting everything that we've learnt so far in regard of semiquavers, quavers, crotchets and so on, whether that's rests or notes. And now we're going to use that knowledge to add bar lines to these exercises. So everything there that is needed. We just need to divide it up into the correct maths to show each bar. And if you remember, in one of the earlier lessons, the reason that we have these different time signatures, a composer doesn't just choose a random number. Each time signature has its own characteristic because naturally the first beat of each bar is accented. So 2 beats in a bar is kind of a march feel. So 1, 2, 1, 2, like a left, right, left, right. Whereas 3 in a bar is very much a waltz feel. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like an pa, pa. And there are various sort of divisions between that. Because 4/4 or common time is a slightly longer bar, there are kind of weaker beat accents in the middle as well. So it's a sort of a more gentler flow really. And so we've got to now just get the maths worked out, and you'll notice that they suggest you sketch the beat numbers above, and you can see that in all the previous videos I'm always sketching and annotating. Write down anything that you need to help you. Much better to scribble it on paper than try to keep it all in your head and forget bits and bobs. Much easier to make sure you don't make mistakes that way. So we need to draw a bar line after every 2 beats here. So rulers at the ready, and we'll just get counting. So we know that a crotchet is 1 beat, and there is a crotchet which is 1 beat. So there's beat 1, there's beat 2. I prefer just writing what each beat adds up to, but you could go beat 1, beat 2. However, that's where we need the bar line. Nice and straight, not going over outside of the stave. And so we know that a quaver is half a beat, so half plus a half gives 1. And then there's beat 2. So beat 1, beat 2, bar line. Now we're going to have to do a little bit more careful counting because we've got smaller divisions of notes. However, if we just diagram that out, we know that there are 4 quarters in 1 beat. So there's a quarter beat rest, there's 1 semiquaver beat rest, and then we have 3 semiquavers, each worth a quarter. So with that rest, all of that is beat 1, and then a half and a half gives us another beat. So there's beat 1, there's beat 2. Bar line. And so we should know that we're in the right place because we've got 1, 2, and then the double bar line means the end. If this last bar was incorrect, we'd know that something had gone awry earlier and we could just backtrack and sort that out. So there should be 3 bar lines giving us 4 bars. That's correct. Let's press on. So do carry on your own. Press pause. You can pop back into the video if you get stuck, or once you've finished having a go at everything, we can check through the answers together. So I'm hoping you've had a go of this. So we're looking now to add up to 3 crotchet beats per bar. So a half plus a half is 1. There's another beat. Now that's a half a beat rest. There's your quaver rest and a quaver note. Half plus a half gives us 1. So there's 1, 2, 3. So the end of beat 3 has to be after this half here. There we go. Now the beaming helps us here. We know that all of these are beamed to make one beat, but we'll just check the maths. So we have 2 semiquavers, which are 1/4 of a beat plus a half. So all of that is one beat. There's another beat. And then we know that is a crotchet beat rest, so there's another beat. So 1, 2, 3, bar line. Next bit's nice and easy. Crotchet, 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 beat 1, beat 2, beat 3, bar line. And if we've done our maths right, this last bar should be done for us. A half plus a half is one beat. There's a beat. There's a beat's rest, crotchet beat's rest. 1, 2, 3. There we go. We know that's correct. And now we can move on to C. So remember, C is common time, which is another way of saying 4 beats per bar. So we're adding up to 4 crotchet beats. So a quaver and a quaver, half plus a half is 1. Then we've got a 2 beat minim and a 1 beat crotchet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. Now the beaming does the thinking for us here. We know that's 1 beat, but we can double check it. So we have a half of a beat with our quaver, 2 semis, which are 1/4 of a beat each. There's our 1 beat. And then we have a minim, which is 2. And then we have a crotchet beat rest, which is a 1 beat rest. So 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. So quaver plus quaver is 1. There's a minim, which is worth 2. So it's really testing your knowledge of note values here, and rests, of course. So here we know we've already done the thinking. A half and 2/4 makes 1 beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And so this last bar should be correct. A 1 beat and a 1 beat plus 2 beats rest. There's our minim beat rest sitting on the middle line, gives us 4. That's correct. Let's look at the last 2. So again, we're adding up to 4, so they're quite full, busy bars. So just sketch it out to keep track on everything. So we have a 1 beat and a 1 beat. Half plus a half is 1. And then here is a half of a beat note. Here's half a beat rest, quaver, quaver rest, both which make 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the bar line must come after the rest. Quaver, quaver gives us a beat. There's a beat, there's a beat. And again, we've got a quaver and a quaver rest. We've already done the thinking for that. 1, 2, 3, 4, bar line. So 1 crotchet beat, 1 crotchet beat. Now here we've got 2 semiquavers, 1/4 of a beat, 1/4 of a beat, and then half of a beat. So we know, and the beam tells us that's 1 beat. And then here we have, same as before, quaver note, quaver rest, 1 beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just being careful not to get lost, really, just taking it literally a blob at a time. And this last bar should be correct. 1 plus 1 plus a 2 beat minim does give us 4, so that's right. And so finally, for this last exercise, we're only adding to 3 now. So just remember, we've changed to 3. Don't keep going on 4. So we've got a crotchet, which is 1. 2 quavers, half plus a half is 1. There's a crotchet, which is 1. 1, 2, 3, bar line. 1, 2, there's a crotchet beat rest. So that's still the same value. 1, 2, 3, rest. There's a crotchet, quaver, quaver gives us 1 beat, half plus a half is 1. There's 1, 1, 2, 3, bar line. So this should be correct. Quaver plus quaver, half plus a half is 1. There's a crotchet, which is 1 beat. Crotchet beats rest, 1, 1, 2, 3, correct. Excellent. And so now, moving on to this last little section at the bottom of the page, we're asked to test our progress. So if you want to do a little bit of revision, by all means pop back to a previous page, or you can refer to my PDF document. So section A gives you the note values, and then I think if you turn to section F, that will also give you your semiquavers, and then section G gives you your rests, or just pop back to the previous pages in the book for a bit of a revision. Have a go, test yourself, and then we'll check through this together. Don't just copy. If you can, it would be better to just try it yourself, because you'll learn in a more active sense. Even if you get something a little bit wrong, it doesn't matter. You'll learn better by making those mistakes. So we're asked to write down the rests and then the corresponding note, going from shortest to longest. So we want to go from a quarter of a beat, which they've started us off, and then we're doubling each time, aren't we, to half a beat, to 1 beat, to 2 beats, to 4 beats. So rather than getting confused, I'm just going to do the notes first in the right hand box, then I'm going to do the rests, just so I don't get too confused. So note, so a half a beat note is a quaver, so we just need 1 little tail, and then the crotchet has no tail at all, and then the minim isn't coloured in, and then the semi-breve just has no stem at all. So there are note values, and so now we're going to put our rests in. And so just like the note loses a tail, the rest loses an arm, so that's your quaver, half a beat rest. The crotchet is the slightly tricky one to draw, like a Z wiggle with a hook at the bottom. The minim, now we need to draw a line. We don't need to draw all 5 lines. When you're dealing with just rhythm, we just show 1 line to show that it's sitting. I suppose I should have used a ruler there. I'll use just tidy that up. There we go. And then the semi-breve hangs, doesn't it? It would be the 4th line, but there's no need for all of those lines. So that's our notes and rests. And then there are a number of options for this last little exercise. We're asked to write down a variation of rhythms which contain quavers and semiquavers, but showing that they're always beamed or grouped into 1 crotchet beat. So we've got quaver, semi, semi, so let's switch it around and go semi, semi, quaver. So I'll do my beaming first. Now I do the outside ones first, just the way I do it really, just so it all fits together. Then the middle one can sort of join in, and now I can worry about which way I'm beaming. So before it was half, quarter, quarter, so let's go quarter, quarter, half. And then we can actually have quarter, half, quarter. So we still need 3 blobs, and we still need to beam them. There's any number of ways you can do this. I'm just trying to find a little bit of variety really. So there's our basics. So we want quarter, half, quarter. Now we can't have the line going all the way through because that would change the value of this. But as long as you stay inside the box, we can have it like that. And that would be semiquaver, quaver, semiquaver. And then we could just have 4 semiquavers. I think that would be okay. I'm going to do the beam twice while I'm at it. And there are our stems all the way to the top. And that's that section completed. I hope this is helpful to your studies. Please do like and subscribe to stay updated. If you'd like to support this channel, you can buy me a coffee. And for advert-free lessons, you can become a patron. Do visit my website where you'll find many resources available to help you. Visit sharonbill.com. Thanks for watching. Bye.